ceramic button sits right beside the plate. I found it in a coat pocket from 1998. Nobody is knocking, the clock has lost its hand. I let the dust settle across the table and the heavy boots are tucked away beneath the wooden bench. There is no schedule left to keep, no distant trench to mend. I watch the shadows crawl across the faded linoleum floor. The telephone has forgot how to ring behind the kitchen door. A pocket full of nothing makes the afternoon so wide. Nowhere else to wander with the quiet deep inside. The kettle keeps its silence, the burner stays stone cold. I do not need a reason to let the minutes fold. A page of yesterday falls open on the chair. I watch the lazy dust motes drift upward through the air. Time used to be a river that I raced against the tide. Now it is a lazy pool where little thoughts reside. The button rolls an inch, and then it comes to rest. Of all the hours in the week, this quiet one is best. I leave the curtains drawn against the dying light and welcome in the slow and heavy peace of night. A distant siren fades around the corner bend. The heavy mail is waiting by the iron door. Put down the heavy coat you do not need to wear. We have no clock to beat anymore. Step past the shadow on the wooden kitchen floor. Pull up the wicker chair against the parlor wall. Old milk bottles clink upon the concrete stoop. We watch the lazy pigeons wander down the lane. No hurried train is calling out a destination, just quiet hours resting softly in the rain. The baker pulls the shutters on the avenue. A yellow bicycle is leaning on the fence. Forget the ledger sitting on the maple desk. Unfinished business loses all its tense. Pour out the amber tea into the willow cup and let the afternoon dissolve without a sound. Old milk bottles clink upon the concrete stoop. We watch the lazy pigeons wander down the lane. No hurried train is calling out a destination, just quiet hours resting softly in the rain. The radio is playing songs we used to know before the hurried days began to move too fast. We hold the steaming porcelain between our palms and let the quiet moments heal the weary past. The streetlights flicker on across the neighborhood. We leave the kitchen door unlocked against the breeze. A simple Saturday has come to find us here beneath the arching shade of maple trees. Toasted rye drifts down the hallway. An old man ties his sneakers double slow. He has no bus to catch, no train to follow, just dusty porch boards waiting for his toe. He leaves the kitchen faucet running warm. The paper stays unread beside his arm. A stray cat curls upon the welcome mat. He likes the quiet weight of hours like that. A neighbor walks a collie past the willow. They wave a hand without a hurried word. The laundry hangs asleep upon the wire. The softest sound, a distant nesting bird. He leaves the kitchen faucet running warm. The paper stays unread beside his arm. A stray cat curls upon the welcome mat. He likes the quiet weight of hours like that. For 50 years the whistle ruled his breathing. Now afternoon can stretch until it bends. He sits and watches dust motes in the sunlight, where time forgets to start and fails to end. The butter melts upon the heavy plate. He finds there is no place he has to wait. The shadows lengthen slowly on the lawn, and Sunday holds him till the light is gone. A sudden thought cuts through the quiet room about the sweater hanging by the door. left it there back when the leaves turned brown and winter swept across the wooden floor. The kettle starts to whistle on the stove, a friendly sound that makes the shadows move. An empty Saturday stretches very wide, no place to run and nowhere left to hide. The dust motes dance inside a slanted beam, while waking hours blur into a dream. I fold the blanket slowly on the chair and breathe the stillness resting in the air. The paper lies unread beside the cup. The crossword puzzle waits for ink and pen. I have no plans to hurry down the street or check the time on anyone's decree. The afternoon is rolling like a wave that asks for nothing and expects to save. An empty Saturday stretches very wide, no place to run and nowhere left to hide. The dust motes dance inside a slanted beam, while waking hours blur into a dream. I fold the blanket slowly on the chair and breathe the stillness resting in the air. The clock upon the mantle loses count as sunlight shifts across the fading paint. It is enough to watch the minutes pass and see the world reflected in the glass. The sun dips low and turns the kitchen gold, a simple story that the hours told. I lock the front door from the inside tight and welcome in the calm and quiet night. Which way did the milkman turn when the street was paved in red brick? Before the baker sold his keys to the man who hated butter, I watched dust motes climb a beam in no particular hurry. Today the clock has lost its tongue and nobody asks me why. Old wool sweaters smell of cedar trunks upstairs. Slippers wait beside the rug without a pair. Coffee drips a lazy rhythm on the plate. decided not to keep a date. A photograph from 42 shows a dog with floppy brown ears. He is looking past the camera at a bird that flew away. My fingers trace the paper edge, smooth as river pebbles sleeping. Window glasses warm and white, letting every breeze come in. Old wool sweater, smell of cedar trunks upstairs. Slippers wait beside the rug without a pair. Coffee drips a lazy rhythm on the plate. Sunday has decided not to keep a date. Pages turn themselves upon the folding chair. Nobody is waiting at the bottom stair. Time can stretch as thin as golden honey poured. Nothing needs fixing anymore. I leave the kettle on the back burner, letting the steam curl toward the ceiling pane. The afternoon is long enough for breathing, and the sun can set whenever it decides. The weight of the chair as you sat down to wait, with ink on your fingers and too much on your plate. You rushed through the kitchen just to beat the noon train, and worry too much about falling rain. Young man in a hurry with holes in your shoes, you carried the weight of tomorrow's bad news. No one is chasing the clock through the grass, so pour out the tea and just watch the hours pass. I found that old jacket you left on the floor, the tickets to nowhere behind the front door. You wanted to conquer the ends of the earth, and doubted the quiet and what it was worth. Young man in a hurry with holes in your shoes, you carried the weight of tomorrow's bad news. No one is chasing the clock through the grass, so pour out the tea and just watch the hours pass. The afternoon sun finds the spot on the wall where shadows get long in the middle of all your worry for time in this place. The cushion is soft and the window is wide. There is nothing to prove and nowhere to hide. Put down the pen and just listen to breathe. This is the Sunday you used to believe. Amber dust is floating through the corner of the shop, where the leather cushions hold a century of rest. A stranger folds his paper as the ceiling fan slows down and points his silver spoon toward my empty silver vest. He says the Sunday weather has no business being kind to people who have closets full of heavy winter coats. I nod and stir my coffee while the porcelain bell rings twice, and watch the passing traffic like a fleet of paper boats. We trade no names across the Formica divide, just weather reports and where to buy the ride. A stranger speaks of gardens in the rain, while Sunday stretches out without a single plane. He leaves a nickel tip beside a crossword half complete, and tips a worn fedora as he pushes through the door. The morning takes its time to turn the afternoon to gold, with nothing left to carry on the checkerboarded floor. I fold his empty paper to the second page of news and watch the golden light retire from the tabletop. The quiet room belongs to whoever stays behind, long after the last customer has made his final stop. The wool is rough against my knee, a thrift store coat from '63. I trace the patch of navy thread where you once rested your tired head. We walk down to before the world grew loud and fast. We kept the tempo slow instead. The coffee pot song we used to hum the whole day long. Time forgets the promises we made underneath the elm trees' gentle shade. Every creak of this old wooden floor brings you walking right back through the door. The Sunday paper waits outside with nowhere else for me to hide. I fold the wool and pour the tea and live inside that memory. Glowing 7 on the dial, a rusted brass machine. We never rushed the afternoon or wondered where we'd been. The kettle whispered on the stove, a soft and steady sound, while 20 years of quiet days lay scattered all around. I see us sitting on the porch when 84 arrives, with paper bags and reading specs and well-worn pocket knives. No urgent bells to pull us up, no traffic in the street, just dusty shoes and folded hands and slippers on our feet. We will watch the neighbor's dog chase shadows down the lane, while radio announcers speak of distant summer rain. I will pour the tepid tea into the chip blue cup, and neither one of us will find a reason to look up. Grandchildren will visit us and bring a loaf of bread. They will laugh at how we sleep so early in the bed, but we will save the quiet hours for just the two alone, with nothing left to prove to anyone we've ever known. 2 will come again upon that future wall, and we will miss no single second of the lazy fall. With every ticking pendulum, our story stays complete as quiet time comes round again to rest beneath our feet. Sits heavy on the faded oilcloth table. I turn it over once to check the date. 1958 still holds its heavy weight. heavy boots are tucked beneath the wooden bench. No need to lace them up today. I let the kettle whistle all the way down, without a single place to drive in town. The kitchen radio forgets to speak and leaves the silence softest of the week. A loaf of sourdough sits on the wooden board, sliced thick enough to hold the melted butter. The yellow cat decides to stretch his spine along the narrow path where shadows shine. 60 years of rushing down the pavement has taught my bones to love a quiet floor. The afternoon can stay right where it landed. I will not open up the heavy door. The copper coin goes back beside the sugar bowl to rest in peace until tomorrow comes along. My Sunday afternoon belongs to me alone. Squeaky bicycle tire rolls past the fence, leaving the noise of the avenue far behind. You have been sitting here, waiting with no pretense, leaving the rush of the weekdays out of mind. Old brass kettle whistles on the quiet stove. We traded heavy ledgers for a walnut grove. Step outside the porch and feel the heavy air. Nobody needs us rushing anywhere. A friendly neighbor waves with a folded map, trading the city for patches of clover green. We settle back into this comfortable lap, watching the afternoon drift along unseen. Old brass kettle whistles on the quiet stove. We traded heavy ledgers for a walnut grove. Step outside the porch and feel the heavy air. Nobody needs us rushing anywhere. Remember walking miles beneath the failing light and wondering if tomorrow brought a better view. Now Sunday afternoon is stretching out so bright, and there is nothing left we have to prove to you. The shadows lengthen softly down the garden walk, until the quiet evening brings the stars more near. A stray reminder pulls me from the quiet room where dust motes settle on the cedar broom. I left the kitchen drawer half pulled apart and realized time had stopped before it started. The heavy cardigan hangs on the wooden hook. I traded ticking clocks for reading through a book. An empty kettle rests upon the iron stove, while silver shadows stretch across the walnut grove. The telephone is silent in the quiet hall, and afternoon is leaning softly on the wall. A neighbor sweeps the maple leaves across the street, the slow and steady rhythm of familiar feet. I watch the sparrow land upon the garden rail, without a letter waiting in the rusted mail. The afternoon is stretching out its lazy arm, and nothing in the valley means to do me harm. An empty kettle rests upon the iron stove, while silver shadows stretch across the walnut grove. The telephone is silent in the quiet hall, and afternoon is leaning softly on the wall. No schedules to chase through rain or burning light, just turning pages till the coming of the night. The cup is empty and the day begins to fade. I keep the quiet peace that we together made. The scent of damp pine needles drifts across the wooden floor, reminding me of summers down beside the southern shore. The heavy boots are resting by the kitchen screen, while hours stretch out quiet and the window glass is clean. Saturday arrives without a hurried word to say, folding up the ledger and putting work away. We used to watch the kettle boil until it made a tune underneath the shadows of a lazy afternoon. padded chest. The sleeves are slightly frayed upon the elbow and the rest. The neighborhood is silent, save a distant garden hose, and nobody is asking where the afternoon will go. Saturday arrives without a hurried word to say, folding up the ledger and putting work away. We used to watch the kettle boil until it made a tune underneath the shadows of a lazy afternoon. The photos in the album keep a smile upon your face, captured in the sunshine of that quiet little place. Time was never rushing when the parlor doors were wide, and everything we needed was sitting right inside. The daylight starts to lengthen as the evening lamps ignite. We leave the porch light burning for the quiet of the night. Pooling on the concrete stair. A heavy woolen coat protects me from the chill. The weekend has no duties waiting anywhere. The busy world is quiet and the clock stands still. A stranger with a thermos sits across the wood. He offers me a paper cup without a word. We watch the sparrows gather where the gravel stood, as if the silent language that we share is heard. He asks me if the wind will shift before the noon. I tell him autumn breezes always change too soon. We watch the yellow leaves descend upon the grass, content to let the lazy Saturday hours pass. He talks about his garden and the frost last night. I tell him how my roses finally lost their blooms. We share a slice of buttered toast beneath the light, while distant traffic echoes through the quiet rooms. He asks me if the wind will shift before the noon. I tell him autumn breezes always change too soon. We watch the yellow leaves descend upon the grass, content to let the lazy Saturday hours pass. No names are ever spoken on a bench like this, just passing time together in the gentle air. A simple human moment that we shouldn't miss. A stranger sharing warmth and taking comfort there. He stands and tips his hat before he walks away. I fold my paper gently and I choose to stay. The afternoon is sinking in a golden glow. With nowhere else on earth I really need to go. Heavy tweed upon my knees, a pattern worn threadbare, sitting quiet by the glass, with nowhere to prepare. Fingers trace a woolen seam, the fabric rough and gray, carried back 40 years to a very different day. When the station train came rolling through the frost, and we counted every penny we had won and lost. Old coats hung heavy in the narrow hallway light. We walked 2 miles to find a warm place for the night. You dropped your slush beside the gate and laughed aloud because the world could simply wait. Sunlight climbs the wooden floor, no hurry in the room. Dust motes dancing slowly through the afternoon. That old coat was tossed away when spring began to thaw, leaving just a faded picture hanging on the wall. Though the buttons fell off one by one back then, I would trade this quiet hour to wear it once again. Old coats hung heavy in the narrow hallway light. We walked 2 miles to find a warm place for the night. You dropped your mitten in the slush beside the gate and laughed aloud because the world could simply wait. Just the echo of your footsteps moving overhead. I fold the blanket on my knee and watch the shadows fade, remembering the promises we quietly had made. Overcoats to fold at all, just dusty sandals waiting by the beach. 170 is just a number in the hall, and Porch picture we designed. We planted ivy by the garden flue and left the noisy city far behind. When 70 is just a number in the hall and porch swings creak a steady rhythm of release, we pour the cider in a tilted glass and stall to watch the sailboats drift and find our peace. No schedules to haunt the kitchen drawer, no hurried footsteps tapping on the street. We spend our Sunday staring at the floor, content to let the lazy hours repeat. When 70 is just a number in the hall and porch swings creak a steady rhythm of release, we pour the cider in a tilted glass and stall to watch the sailboats drift and find our peace. The glowing 7 fades into the dark. We lock the screen and leave the porch alight. Tomorrow brings another park bench talk and salt upon the railing through the night. A chipped ceramic button sits right beside the plate. I found it in a coat pocket from 1998. Nobody is knocking, the clock has lost its hand. I let the dust settle across the table and the heavy boots are tucked away beneath the wooden bench. There is no schedule left to keep, no distant trench to mend. I watch the shadows crawl across the faded linoleum floor. The telephone has forgot how to ring behind the kitchen door. A pocket full of nothing makes the afternoon so wide. Nowhere else to wander with the quiet deep inside. The kettle keeps its silence, the burner stays stone cold. I do not need a reason to let the minutes fold. A page of yesterday falls open on the chair. I watch the lazy dust motes drift upward through the air. Time used to be a river that I raced against the tide. Now it is a lazy pool where little thoughts reside. The button rolls an inch and then it comes to rest. Of all the hours in the week, this quiet one is best. I leave the curtains drawn against the dying light. a slow and heavy piece of night. A distant siren fades around the corner bend. The heavy mail is waiting by the iron door. Put down the heavy coat you do not need to wear. We have no clock to beat anymore. Step past the shadow on the kitchen floor. Pull up the wicker chair against the parlor wall. Old milk bottles clink upon the concrete stoop. We watch the lazy pigeons wander down the lane. No hurried train is calling out a destination. Just quiet hours resting softly in the rain. The baker pulls the shutters on the avenue. A yellow bicycle is leaning on the fence. Forget the ledger sitting on the maple desk. Unfinished business loses all its tense. Pour out the amber tea into the willow cup, and let the afternoon dissolve without a sound. Old milk bottles clink upon the concrete stoop. We watch the lazy pigeons wander down the lane. No hurried train is calling out a destination. Just quiet hours resting softly in the rain. The radio is playing songs we used to know before the hurried days began to move too fast. We hold the steaming porcelain between our palms and let the quiet moments heal the weary past. The streetlights flicker on across the neighborhood. We leave the kitchen door unlocked against the breeze. A simple Saturday has come to find us here beneath the arching shade of maple trees. The smell of toasted rye drifts down the hallway. An old man ties his sneakers double slow. He has no bus to catch, no train to follow, just dusty porch boards waiting for his toe. He leaves the kitchen faucet running warm. The paper stays unread beside his arm. A stray cat curls upon the well the quiet weight of hours like that. A neighbor walks a collie past the willow. They wave a hand without a hurried word. The laundry hangs asleep upon the wire. The softest sound, a distant nesting bird. He leaves the kitchen faucet running warm. The paper stays unread beside his arm. A stray cat curls upon the welcome mat. He likes the quiet weight of hours like that. For 50 years the whistle ruled his breathing. Now afternoon can stretch until it bends. He sits and watches dust motes in the sunlight, where time forgets to start and fails to end. The butter melts upon the heavy plate. He finds there is no place he has to wait. The shadows lengthen slowly on the lawn, and Sunday holds him till the light is gone. A sudden thought cuts through the quiet room about the sweater hanging by the door. I left it there back when the leaves turned brown and winter swept across the wooden floor. The kettle starts to whistle on the stove, a friendly sound that makes the shadows move. An empty Saturday stretches very wide. No place to run and nowhere left to hide. The dust motes dance inside a slanted beam, while waking hours blur into a dream. I fold the blanket slowly on the chair and breathe the stillness resting in the air. The paper lies unread beside the cup. The crossword puzzle waits for ink and pen. I have no plans to hurry down the street or check the time on anyone's decree. The afternoon is rolling like a wave that asks for nothing and expects to shifts across the fading paint. It is enough to watch the minutes pass and see the world reflected in the glass. The sun dips low and turns the kitchen gold. A simple story that the hours told. I lock the front door from the inside tight and welcome in the calm and quiet night. Which way did the milkman turn when the street was paved in red brick? Before the baker sold his keys to the man who hated butter, I watched dust motes climb a beam in no particular hurry. Today the clock has lost its tongue, and nobody asks me why. Old wool sweaters smell of cedar trunks upstairs. Slippers wait beside the rug without a pair. Coffee drips a lazy rhythm on the plate. Sunday has decided not to keep a date. A photograph from 42 shows a dog with floppy brown ears. He is looking past the camera at a bird that flew away. My fingers trace the paper edge, smooth as river pebbles sleeping. Window glasses warm and wide, letting every breeze come in. Old wool sweaters smell of cedar trunks upstairs. Slippers wait beside the rug without a pair. Coffee drips a lazy rhythm on the plate. Sunday has decided not to keep a date. Pages turn themselves upon the folding chair. Nobody is waiting at the bottom stair. Time can stretch as thin as golden honey poured. Nothing needs fixing anymore. I leave the kettle on the back burner, letting the steam curl toward the ceiling pane. The afternoon is long enough for breathing, and the sun can set whenever it decides. the weight of the chair as you sat down to wait, with ink on your fingers and too much on your plate. You rush through the kitchen just to beat the noon train, and worry too much about falling rain. Young man in a hurry with holes in your shoes, you carried the weight of tomorrow's bad news. No one is chasing the clock through the grass, so pour out the tea and just watch the hours pass. I found that old jacket you left on the floor, the tickets to nowhere behind the front door. You wanted to conquer the ends of the earth, and doubted the quiet and what it was worth. Young man in a hurry with holes in your shoes, you carried the weight of tomorrow's bad news. No one is chasing the clock through the grass, so pour out the tea and just watch the hours pass. The afternoon sun finds the spot on the wall where shadows get long in the middle of fall. I wish I could tell you to slow down the pace and trade all your worry for time in this place. The cushion is soft and the window is wide. There is nothing to prove and nowhere to hide. Put down the pen and just listen to breathe. This is the Sunday you used to believe. Amber dust is floating through the corner of the shop, where the leather cushions hold a century of rest. A stranger folds his paper as the ceiling fan slows down and points his silver spoon toward my empty silver vest. He says the Sunday weather has no business being kind to people who have closets full of heavy winter coats. I nod and stir my coffee while the porcelain bell rings twice, and watch the passing traffic like a fleet of paper boats. We trade no names across the Formica divide, just weather reports and where to buy the ride. A stranger speaks of gardens in the rain, while Sunday stretches out without a single plane. He leaves a nickel tip beside a crossword half complete, and tips a worn fedora as he pushes through the door. The morning takes its time to turn the afternoon to gold, with nothing left to carry on the checkerboarded floor. I fold his empty paper to the second page of news and watch the golden light retire from the tabletop. The quiet room belongs to whoever stays behind, long after the last customer has made his final stop. The wool is rough against my knee, a thrift store coat from '63. I trace the patch of navy thread where you once rested your tired head. We walk down to store to buy a loaf of barley bread. Before the world grew loud and fast, we kept the tempo slow instead. The coffee pot begins to sigh. A sudden cloud rolls by the sky. I turn the dial to find the song we used to hum the whole day long. Time forgets the promises we made underneath the elm tree's gentle shade. Every creak of this old wooden floor brings you walking right back through the door. The Sunday paper waits outside with nowhere else for me to hide. I fold the wool and pour the tea and live inside that memory. Glowing 7 on the dial, a rusted brass machine. We never rushed the afternoon or wondered where we'd been. The kettle whispered on the stove, a soft and steady sound, while 20 years of quiet days lay scattered all around. I see us sitting on the porch when '84 arrives, with paper bags and reading specs and well-worn pocket knives. No urgent bells to street, just dusty shoes and folded hands and slippers on our feet. We will watch the neighbor's dog chase shadows down the lane, while radio announcers speak of distant summer rain. I will pour the tepid tea into the chipped blue cup, and neither one of us will find a reason to look up. The grandchildren will visit us and bring a loaf of bread. They will laugh at how we sleep so early in the bed, but we will save the quiet hours for just the two alone, with nothing left to prove to anyone we've ever known. 2 will come again upon that future wall, and we will miss no single second of the lazy fall. With every ticking pendulum, our story stays complete as quiet time comes round again to rest beneath our feet. A copper penny found behind the bread box sits heavy on the faded oilcloth table. I turn it over once to check the date. 1958 still holds its heavy weight. The heavy boots are tucked beneath the wooden bench. No need to lace them up today. I let the kettle whistle all the way down, without a single place to drive in town. The kitchen radio forgets to speak and leaves the silence softest of the week. A loaf of sourdough sits on the wooden board, sliced thick enough to hold the melted butter. The yellow cat decides to stretch his spine along the narrow path where shadows shine. 60 years of rushing down the pavement has taught my bones to love a quiet floor. The afternoon can stay right where it landed. I will not open up the heavy door. The copper coin goes back beside the sugar bowl to rest in peace until tomorrow comes along. My Sunday afternoon belongs to me alone. A squeaky bicycle tire rolls past the fence, leaving the noise of the avenue far behind. You have been sitting here, waiting with no pretense, leaving the rush of the weekdays out of mind. Old brass kettle whistles on the quiet stove. We traded heavy ledgers for a walnut grove. Step outside the porch and feel the heavy air. Nobody needs us rushing anywhere. A friendly neighbor waves with a folded map, trading the city for patches of clover green. We settle back into this comfortable lap, watching the afternoon drift along unseen. Old brass kettle whistles on the quiet stove. We traded heavy ledgers for a walnut grove. Step outside the porch and feel the heavy air. Nobody needs us rushing anywhere. Remember walking miles beneath the failing light, and wondering if tomorrow brought a better view. Now Sunday afternoon is stretching out so bright, and there is nothing left we have to prove to you. The shadows lengthen softly down the garden walk. We let the fading daylight end our quiet talk. Latch the wooden gate and leave the key right here, until the quiet evening brings the stars more near. A stray reminder pulls me from the quiet room, where dust motes settle on the cedar broom. I left the kitchen drawer half pulled apart, and realized time had stopped before it started. The heavy cardigan hangs on the wooden hook. I traded ticking clocks for reading through a book. An empty kettle rests upon the iron stove, while silver shadows stretch across the walnut grove. The telephone is silent in the quiet hall, and afternoon is leaning softly on the wall. A neighbor sweeps the maple leaves across the street, the slow and steady rhythm of familiar feet. I watch the sparrow land upon the garden to do me harm. An empty kettle rests upon the iron stove, while silver shadows stretch across the walnut grove. The telephone is silent in the quiet hall, and afternoon is leaning softly on the wall. No schedules to chase through rain or burning light, just turning pages till the coming of the night. The cup is empty and the day begins to fade. I keep the quiet peace that we together made. The scent of damp pine needles drifts across the wooden floor, reminding me of summers down beside the southern shore. The heavy boots are resting by the kitchen screen, while hours stretch out quiet and the window glass is clean. Saturday arrives without a hurried word to say, folding up the ledger and putting work away. We used to watch the kettle boil until it made a tune underneath the shadows of a lazy afternoon. I pull a knitted sweater from the cedar-scented chest. The sleeves are slightly frayed upon the elbow and the rest. The neighborhood is silent, save a distant garden hose, and nobody is asking where the afternoon will go. Saturday arrives without a hurried word to say, folding up the ledger and putting work away. We used to watch the kettle boil until it made a tune underneath the shadows of a lazy afternoon. The photos in the album keep a smile upon your face, captured in the sunshine of that quiet little place. Time was never rushing when the parlor doors were wide, and everything we needed was sitting right inside. The daylight starts to lengthen as the evening lamps ignite. We leave the porch light burning for the quiet of the night. Pooling on the concrete stair. A heavy woolen coat protects me from the chill. The weekend has no duties waiting anywhere. busy world is quiet and the clock stands still. A stranger with a thermos sits across the wood. He offers me a paper cup without a word. We watch the sparrows gather where the gravel stood, as if the silent language that we share is heard. He asks me if the wind will shift before the noon. I tell him autumn breezes always change too soon. We watch the yellow leaves descend upon the grass, content to let the lazy Saturday hours pass. He talks about his garden and the frost last night. I tell him how my roses finally lost their blooms. We share a slice of buttered toast beneath the light, while distant traffic echoes through the quiet rooms. He asks me if the wind will shift before the noon. I tell him autumn breezes always change too soon. We watch the yellow leaves descend upon the grass, content to let the lazy Saturday hours pass. No names are ever spoken on a bench like this, just passing time together in the gentle air. A simple human moment that we shouldn't miss, a stranger sharing warmth and taking comfort there. He stands and tips his hat before he walks away. I fold my paper gently and I choose to stay. The afternoon is sinking in a golden glow, with nowhere else on earth I really need to go. Heavy tweed upon my knees, a pattern worn threadbare, sitting quiet by the glass, with nowhere to prepare. Fingers trace a woolen seam, the fabric rough and gray, carried back 40 years to a very different day, when the station train came rolling through the frost, and we counted every penny we had won and lost. Old coats hung heavy in the narrow hallway light. We walked 2 miles to find a warm place for the night. You dropped your slush beside the gate and laughed aloud because the world could simply wait. Sunlight climbs the wooden floor, no hurry in the room. Dust motes dancing slowly through the afternoon. That old coat was tossed away when spring began to thaw. just a faded picture hanging on the wall. Though the buttons fell off one by one back then, I would trade this quiet hour to wear it once again. Old coats hung heavy in the narrow hallway light. We walked 2 miles to find a warm place for the night. You dropped your mitten in the slush beside the gate and laughed aloud because the world could simply wait. Saturday brings no demand, no letters to be read, just the echo of your footsteps moving overhead. I fold the blanket on my knee and watch the shadows fade, remembering the promises we quietly had made. A glowing 7 on the kitchen wall will mark the afternoon we finally reach. No heavy overcoats to fold at all, just dusty sandals waiting by the beach. 170 is just a number in the hall, and porch swings creak a steady rhythm of release. We pour the cider in a tilted glass and stall to watch the sailboats drift and find our peace. Your silver hair will catch the fading blue, a snapshot from the future we designed. We planted ivy by the garden flue and left the noisy city far behind. 170 is just a number in the hall, and porch swings creak a steady rhythm of release. We pour the cider in a tilted glass and stall to watch the sailboats drift and find our peace. No schedules to haunt the kitchen drawer, no hurried footsteps tapping on the street. We spend our Sunday staring at the floor, content to let the lazy hours repeat. 170 is just a number in the hall, and porch swings creak a steady rhythm of release. We pour the cider in a tilted glass and stall to watch the sailboats drift and find our peace. The glowing 7 fades into the dark, brings another park bench talk and salt upon the rail.